Hey everybody! So, Mark and I are here to talk a little bit about these crazy Star Wars rumors that hit yesterday. Devon Faraci at Badass Digest dropped a big one on us.
Yeah.
Like, plot details, potentially rumored plot details.
And he's pretty confident in it.
He's very confident.
Yeah.
The source that he's got is a trusted source. He's been right in the past, and then he's the type of, I don't think he would just throw something out there just willy-nilly. So
he's not somebody to just make something up.
We can feel pretty good about the potential plot of Episode 7, and it has to do with Luke's severed hand.
Yeah. So the question then is, which severed hand? Is it his severed hand from Empire Strikes Back? Or is his hands just really just bad luck hands?
He's got bad luck. He's got bad luck with hands. So the rumor is the hand obviously from Empire Strikes Back that Luke loses, potentially.
Right.
That's the only one that we know about.
At some point.
Has now traveled through space and time and has landed on a desert planet, not Tatooine, where Daisy Ridley and John Boyega's characters stumble upon it. They recognize this as a Jedi relic, the lightsaber, that is not the hand, and then they go about returning it to the proper authorities. So all that being said, if that is indeed the plot of Star Wars Episode 7, my first question is, what the f***?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird way to go.
It's super weird.
A couple questions that I have.
Sure, let's do. That's what we're here for, man.
Okay, so we have a hand holding Luke's lightsaber.
Yeah.
Now,
so
is
you're
it
saying
Luke's
it might
hand?
not be Luke's hand?
Right, because in the Legends expanded universe, there's a character Mara Jade who finds Luke's lightsaber.
Okay.
And after his hand is severed.
Sure.
And then she ends up finding Luke. They have this whole story together. And they end up husband.
So being that it's 30 plus years between Empire Strikes Back and now Episode 7, if it's not Luke's hand, that answers my big question, which is like, how in the world did a hand still clutching a lightsaber just travel from one planet to another in the span of 30 whatever years, still clutching the lightsaber, and then gets through an atmosphere? And granted, it's Star Wars.
Yeah,
and it's fantasy.
You know, there's sound in space.
But
stuff
you would
explodes in space.
There's
re-entry doesn't seem to be a problem. It's Star Wars.
I hate to call bullshit on the laws of physics in a fantasy movie, but I mean,
yeah, it's Star Wars.
You got to give me something.
You can do whatever you want.
So this is it's an interesting rumor as far as MacGuffins go. Luke's hand from Episode 5 is kind of a cool way to go. I'm split right down the middle between like, oh, that's fun, and what? But this is just one more rumor in addition to like a lot of other stuff.
There's the Jedi Hunters rumor.
Right.
They're still fighting the Empire humor, which all these could be part of the same.
Could all be the
story,
same,
and if they are layered on top, it's a pretty complicated story. That's going to be going on.
Because that's the other thing that Devon Faraci mentioned is that elsewhere on an ice planet of some kind, sort of an evil force is building a weapon that can destroy entire solar systems. We can only assume that's the remnants of the Empire, or sort of an offshoot of the Empire.
There's
something like
that. In the Legends, right? Because that's all we have really to pull off of.
Yeah.
There is the weapon, the Sun Killer, right? The Sun Destroyer, which, was a big plot. It was this little ship that would go and blast a star, and the star would be wiped out. There's a lot of questions still. And
a lot of stuff
very vague about everything.
Which is great, because this ultimately, I don't think this qualifies as a spoiler.
No.
Because it
would be what would be in
it's
the
like
trailer.
An appetizer of a spoiler.
It's like the script for the trailer. Basically, is what we're getting.
Exactly.
I mean, it's nice to be able to ignore the prequels and the story of the prequels. It's
Yes.
very nice to do that. But
maybe that's how they know.
You have to remember that is canon, and there is
for better or worse, that's canon.
There's a nice little, almost starting of a first act story in the last movie in which the Emperor is talking about cheating death. And we've got this idea of this ancient fear, this ancient evil.
When they're in front of that like crazy space Cirque du Soleil thing.
Right. Yeah. There's, we've got set up clones, we got all this stuff set up, and hopefully they won't take it in as cheesy a route as the expanded universe where the Emperor just kept cloning himself.
Yeah, I don't do that.
So hopefully it won't be that boring, but hopefully it'll be some sort of like actual ancient evil coming and like he's part of like, sort of a dark avatar type thing. Or maybe is it just...
Is the ancient fear death itself?
Ooh, getting existential with
I might as well. I mean, we got hands flying through space.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how they know it's Luke's, because it's so full of midichlorians, since the prequels are all canon. Okay, cool. Well, let us know what you think in the comments down below about the Star Wars news that's been breaking. You a fan of the hand MacGuffin?
I am.
Mark is. Are you like Mark? Let us know in the comments below, and come back next time for more movie news on CineFix Now. What was I going to say? Oh, right, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
No, we got Star Wars.
Okay.